Hello students, welcome back to the economics class of +1 standard. Today we will start with lesson number 15, an introduction to statistics. In this chapter you will learn about origin and growth of statistics, definition of statistics in plural sense and in singular sense, scope of statistics, importance of statistics and limitations of statistics. Today we will cover the topics origin and growth of statistics, definition of statistics in plural sense and in singular sense. Let's discuss the introduction of the statistics. The word statistics have been derived from the Latin word status or the Italian word statista or the German word statistic. All these words mean a political state. On the olden days, statistics was necessary for the proper functioning of the affairs of the state. The kings used to collect information regarding population, land incomes and wealth of the people of their state to know the amount of taxes to be realized from them. On that time, statistics was called a science of state or the science of kings, as it was mainly used by the state or the kings. It is not only the science of kings, but all types of quantitative analysis relating to any departmental enquiry are also included in it. The father of statistics is Gottfried Achenwall. He was used it first. Students, let us discuss some important key terms related to this topic. First one is data, economic data, uneconomic data, quantitative data, qualitative data and predetermined data. First key term is data. Data can be numbers, words, pictures and sounds like marks of the students, 100 words in a page for writing an essay, 1.25 or 125.7, all this is known as data. Next one is economic data. Data that is generated by observations of economic variables like rate of illiterate persons in a village, number of persons in a village below poverty line, rate of inflation in Pakistan in 2011, monthly income of any person in rupees. All these types of data are known as economic data. Uneconomic data, for example, activities done by the students in school, number of students done practical work in the class. So, it is the data that is generated by any kind of observations. Next one is quantitative data like 2 liter of milk. Now, the quantity of milk, it is in units. 4 meter of cloth, length of cloth, it is also in meter. Number of people in the ground. So, the things that we can measure in units is called quantitative data. Next is qualitative data. Qualitative data, students, we can't measure in units like honesty, beauty, intelligence. We can give the grades or ranks to such type of data. So, the data that cannot be measured in units is called qualitative data. Next one is predetermined data. Before the collection of data, we should know the purpose of which data is to be collected. For example, we are collecting the data of population in order to compare with the population of China. In the same way, we are collecting the data of the GDP in order to compare the GDP with the GDP of China. So, these are the predetermined data. Next one is definition of statistics in plural sense. Let's understand it. In plural sense, facts that are expressed numerically are called statistics, like data relating to income, production, population or prices, that is known as statistics in plural sense. Here I have taken different countries and their population. So, this kind of data it is known as statistics in plural sense. Like population of China, it is 127.76, in India 102.70, in USA 28.40, in Indonesia the population it is 21.21, and in Brazil it is 17.01. So, from here we can judge the population of the different countries. Key terms plus examples: economic data, packages given to the engineers by the companies, that is known as economic data. The rate of inflation in India in the year of 2020, that is 2%. The rate of unemployment in villages, it is 12%. The death rates in 2019 was 5%. In 2020, due to COVID-19, the death rates it is increased worldwide, that is more than 25%. So, the data which is generated by observations of economic variables are called economic data. Next one is uneconomic data. For example, the crime rate in a city is 100 per week. 30% of people in a village are illiterate. Only 2% students are failed in a school. So, the data that is generated by any kind of observation is called uneconomic data. Characteristics in plural sense of statistics: aggregates of facts. For example, compare the height of number of persons. Here we have compared the height of 2 persons. So, this is a statistical data in plural sense. So, this is the characteristics of the plural sense of the statistics, as we can do the comparison numerically. Compare the GDP of India and China. Compare the GDP of China and America. Next one is compare the income of different persons in a particular region. Compare the per capita income in America and China. So, the aggregates of facts means when we compare the data with number of persons. Statistics are numerically expressed, like Ram stood first in his class, so he is the most intelligent student. This type of data is called statistical data. The agriculture production has recorded annual growth rate of 3% during plan period, and population of India has increased by 1.9% per annum during the decade of 1991 till 2001 are statistical statements. So, the qualitative expression such as beauty, honesty, health, intelligence, poverty or the expert are not statistics unless they assign ranks or grades. We can compare the beauty, honesty and intelligence, even income etc. in a group. Let us discuss that which kind of data we can say the statistical data and which kind of data it is not statistical type. Firstly, following are not the statistics. Population of India is growing rapidly. Now, you can see that in this data there is no numerical type data, it is there, only rapidly it is there. How much, that is not mentioned. Now, next one is in the opposite. This data can be statistics data. The population of India has increased from 36 crore in 1951 to 121 crore in 2011. So, here figures are mentioned, we can judge that how much increment it is there in the population and within a particular time period. Next one is food grains production in India was estimated at 199 million tons in 2000 till 2001. So, here no comparisons are there. Now, under this food grains production, which was 82 million tons in 1960 till 61, has now increased to 211 million tons in 2002 till 2003 and further increased to 216 million tons in 2006 till 2007. So, this kind of data we can say that it is a statistical data. Next one is poverty ratio in India is very high when compared with some other advanced countries of the world like UK. Now, again no numerical figures are used in this data. So, this data we can't say that it is a statistical. Now, how can we make it statistical? See here, estimates of poverty rate. I have given the name of countries like UK and India. Poverty ratio in UK it is 2.01 and in India it is 44.2. Now, I can see the difference between the poverty ratio in these two different countries. So, this is known as statistical data. Next one is Mohan scored more marks in economics than Sohan. Again it is not the statistical data because no numerical figures are there. Now, next one is Mohan secured 75 out of 100 marks in economics while Sohan could obtain only 45 out of 100. Now, see the numerical figures are given, we can do the comparison with these numerical figures. So, this is known as statistical data. Next one is difference between qualitative data and quantitative data. Quantitative data are expressed in numerical terms like population of India has increased from 84.7 crore in 1991 to 102.7 crore in 2001. Next one is Mohan has scored 72 marks in mathematics out of 80 while Sohan has scored 50 marks out of 80 in mathematics. So, these types of data are quantitative data. Next one is qualitative data that cannot be expressed numerically like any experience of a person. Next one is honesty, beauty, intelligence and quality of the products. So, these are the things which we can't measure in numerical form. We have to give the ranks or grade to these things. Next one is under the quantitative data, the datas are exact as we have given the exact figure that 7 boys are there in class, 8 girls are there in the class, total 15 students are there in the class. So, this is the quantitative data. Qualitative data may not be exact as we can't measure the beauty in numbers, we can't measure the honesty in numbers, only we can give the grades or the ranks. So, they are not exact. Next one is quantitative data are absolute figures are there. Next one is qualitative data are relative, means we can do the comparison by giving ranks and grades only. We can't express qualitative data in terms of numbers. Next one is statistics are affected to a marked extent. Statistics are affected by many factors simultaneously. Data related to the agriculture products are affected by rainfall, technique of cultivation, use of manure, quality of soil, seeds, etc. Statistics of prices of goods are affected by their demand, price of raw materials, wages, supply, capital and import and export, etc. Next one is statistics are enumerated or estimated according to the previous records. Like when actual measurement of figures is not possible in a particular field of inquiry, then this method of estimation it is applied. Like in a cinema hall, near about 75 seats were filled. About 40,000 people were watching the cricket match. About 1,000 people were present in the stadium. So, these are the estimated data. Next one is statistics should be collected in a systematic manner. Like if I want to collect the information about the students, I will make the different columns of name, father name, mother name, date of birth, class, address and phone number. So, statistics should be collected systematically in a planned way. Data should be collected for a predetermined purpose. Before collecting data, purpose of their collection should be well defined and well known. Like I have to make the record for the students. I will make the columns name, father name, class, date of birth, address, and I will fill the information in these columns. Like I have filled Tamanna with father name Mr. Mohanlal, class 9th, date of birth that is 12 to 14 and address it is Amritsar. Next student name is Gulshan with father name Sardar Santokh, class it is 8th, date of birth that is 14th June 2014, place Amritsar. So, this is the data and I know that this record it is for the identification of the students. Next one is statistics should be placed in relation to each other. Data should be placed in such a way that we can compare it easily. Like I have collected the data here for the two countries for year 2000 to compare the population. From this data I can easily judge that which country has a maximum population. Next one is statistics in singular sense. Statistics in a singular sense means to organize the large number of statistical data to draw conclusion from them. Like I have to count the number of people in a country. So, I will collect the data, then organize the data, then present the data in a tabular form, then I will analyze the data and then interpret the data by giving the conclusion. Stages or the statistical tools to arrange the data. First one is collection of data. Record of import and export of goods in rupees in India between the period 2005 till 2008. Our purpose is to compare the import and export of goods in rupees. Next one is organization of data. Organization of data should be done in the following three steps. First one is the data I have collected, it will be edited. Editing means to keep the data in a meaningful manner, like I will set the data either in ascending order or descending order. Classification of data, like I have make a record properly that how much import I have done and how much export I have done. So, I will record the payments for imports in different years and I will record the export receipts in different years. Then third point is tabulation. Tabulation means I will present the data in tabular form. Like first column it is of year showing export and import. Second column it for the 2005 year, then 2006, then 2007 and 2008, and I have filled the income in these columns yearly for export and for import. Next one is presentation of the data. Data presented in the form of graph, diagrams are easily understandable. Like here in this chart, I have measured the years on the x-axis and import and export income on the y-axis. In 2005, there are two bars, that is one of blue and one is of red. Blue bar showing the export income and red bar is showing the import payments. I can judge from here that in 2005 receipts were more than payments. In 2006 also receipts were more than payments. In 2007 also receipts were more than payments, and in 2008 receipts are less than payments. But I can judge here that in 2007 export receipts are maximum, while in 2008 import receipts are maximum according to the previous years. Analysis of data. Prepare a data in such a manner so as to arrive at a certain definite conclusions. Like interpretation of data means drawing valid conclusions is the last stage in statistical investigation. From the diagram we can see that export income in 2007 was maximum, that was rupees 85 crore, and in 2008 the import payments were maximum, that was rupees 85 crore. Functions of statistics. Statistics simplifies the complex data. Means complex data when we present the data in totals, averages or percentages. Statistics simplifies it by presenting in tabular form. Like I have collect the students' record for their examination in different subjects like English, Hindi, Science, Maths, and after that I have make the total for these 4 subjects and then calculate the percentage. From this data I can compare that which student has got maximum marks in English, which students have got maximum marks in Hindi, in Science, in Mathematics. So in this way I can make the comparison, and it's easy for me to make the comparison in this way. Statistics presents the facts in definite form, means express the data in numeric form, like 40 students in each section. There are 20 students, those who want to play football. 70 students are in science stream. So this is known as definite form of the data. Statistics provides a technique of comparison. Like India is more populated than Pakistan. Poverty in India is more than poverty in China. Comparison in totals, that is total marks of Rita is more than the total marks of Sona. So in this way we can make the comparisons also. Statistics studies relationships. Relationship between demand and supply, relationship between sugarcane prices and quantity of sugar, relationship between advertisement and sale. Here I have made the comparison for the substitute goods like tea and coffee. As the prices of tea was increased from OP1 to OP2, the quantity demanded for coffee also increased from OQ1 to OQ2. In this way, we can see that when the prices of one product will increase, the demand for substitute good will increase. Statistics helps in formulating policies. Many policies such as that of import, export, ages, production, etc. are formed on the basis of statistics. For example, consumption of the domestic goods can be increased by imposing more taxes on the imported goods. Family planning policies fiscal policies. Fiscal policies on which commodities the government can impose more taxes in order to earn more revenue, and demand also not affected by imposition of these taxes, that is known as fiscal policies. Statistics helps in forecasting. Statistics also helps to predict the future behavior of phenomena such as market situation for the future is predicted on the basis of available past and present data. Impact of today's investment on the national income in future, which is possible with the knowledge of statistics only. Statistics helps to test and formulate theories. When any theory is to be tested, statistical data and techniques are useful. Whether cigarette smoking causes cancer, increase in demand affects the price, increased prices of a commodity affects the supply of a commodity. Students, hope you all have understood the topic statistics in singular sense and in plural sense. Now it's time to note down the homework. Question number 1, define the following terms with examples: data, economic data, uneconomic data, quantitative data, qualitative data, predetermined data. Question number 2 is define the term statistics and point out its characteristics. Question number 3 is explain the term statistics in plural and singular sense with examples. Question number 4 is distinguish between quantitative data and qualitative data. And students, please go through the links on the YouTube for more clarity, and hope you all will complete your notes in your fair copy for better learning. Thank you students for listening.